The things that I've seen, witnessed, and done is just too overwhelming. But I just wonder if others can seriously relate to this. Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. I've told some parts of my childhood involving ritual abuse. The horrific things that happened, I didn't talk about because it was too fucking sick. It was too horrible to talk about. However, I don't know if I should be able to I don't know if I'm able to even do this, but I'm pretty sure there's others that went through something like this, very similar. I talked about being around a group of people. They were in a circle, and I was about maybe 4 years old. And I remember being picked up and passed. I was completely nude. And they were wearing robes, dark black robes with different types of animal masks. And the main one, I guess the leader of the group or whatever, was wearing a big type of voodoo type mask. And it was scary as fuck. It was very scary. I was passed around one after another while they were chanting something in Spanish and also some other language which I don't even know. And then when I got to the main person, the leader of the group, I remembered either someone held him for him while he did it, or maybe he just did it. I don't know, but I remember he touched me in the private areas. And even though I was extremely frightened, I actually had my very first orgasm. How can a 4-year-old boy have an orgasm? And it was a great deal that came out, if you know what I mean. What the purpose was for that, I honestly don't know. I remember they had me have had sex with this woman. I don't remember who this woman was, but they had me in different positions and stuff like that. And I remember that they told me to urinate on her, which I did. And she was enjoying it. I don't know why they even had me do that to begin with. I remember even feeling some kind of weird energy around the atmosphere when all of this was happening. And the thing that I found very disturbing, which I don't know, I honestly don't know if it's true, or maybe I just don't want to believe it. I don't know. But they were also getting some kind of I don't know how to say this, but it's really so fucking hard. But I'm very sorry. The distortion in the room, it felt like there was something else besides them in there. Excuse me. And I remember seeing strange creatures coming out. Like they were coming out of thin air, but it was just distortion in the walls and stuff like that. For those of you who have seen Batman Begins, when Bruce Wayne was breathing in that flower that was burnt and he just smelled it. And when he looked up, he saw, like distortion around the room. It looked like the walls were shaking and stuff like that and that kind of thing. It was kind of similar to that in a sense. I don't understand. I really honestly don't understand why that happened in that type of situation. I don't really understand, but I know it happened. Another part that they had me do, which had to do with heavily concentrating on oral sex, and that bothered me like crazy. One thing that I remembered was the time when I said that I saw my grandmother nude when she was undressing, which happened more than once when she did that. There was also a time, which happened many times, when my mother was not around, I mean, and she had her legs open, and she was laying on the bed, and on the side of the bed, and then she had no underwear, and she had a little hand mirror, and she had her legs open, and I saw everything. I saw her crotch area. and it looked to me like she was examining something, but she was actually, now that I look back at it, when I think about it, I think she was also masturbating. And she knew that I was at the doorway watching, seeing her, and she didn't do nothing. There was moments where I felt aroused by it, and she had me do oral sex. She had me perform. That's the thing that I fucking, I just, it's just like you can't believe how hard it is for me to fucking say this. I'm sorry. And I remember this happening more than once. I mean, you don't do that. You don't do that to a 4-year-old. And for these, and going back to the cult, for them to say this didn't happen, whatever you feel, whatever arousal of impure thoughts that you feel is your fault. There's something wrong with you. They do some kind of post-hypnotic suggestion. And when I grew up, there were some things I did have unnatural thoughts. And there was this energy that was constantly taunting me, saying to me, I mean, I didn't hear anything, but it was like a vibe of, this is your fault. There's something wrong with you. You're fucking sick. And to put me in a serious guilt trip. But I had my memories. Every time that would happen, I would always contradict it. I wasn't in denial. I would just contradict it. I would like say, well, doesn't this have to do with what happened to me? When they made me do this, when they had me do that, when my grandmother did this to me? And I would always question and contradict it. If it weren't for the memories, I would actually believe that there's something wrong with me. It's a little bit liberating right now since I just got it out. If there's anyone who actually could relate to what I just finished explaining, this is really hard. This took a lot of nerve. I've been thinking about this for a couple of weeks already so far. But if this is, yeah, like I said before, this is really hard. If there's anybody who can actually relate to what I just explained, something similar to what a family member did to them, a group of people wearing these ceremonial black robes and animal masks or anything. If there's anyone, please make a comment, drop a comment, explain something, tell me your story. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I think most of it is pretty much behind me now. Not much to worry about. I still have issues. I'm seeing a psychologist, so I have one assigned to me. And things are okay. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Questions or comments, you know what to do. This is Dare to Speak, and to all of you, take care.